All right, let's dive in. Today we're looking at The Judge from Hell,
Oh, yeah.
this Korean drama, and it kind of flips the whole courtroom thing on its head.
Yeah, it really does.
So picture this, a demon judge on Earth,
Okay, I'm listening.
sent to punish the wicked.
Interesting.
And it mixes like legal battles with supernatural stuff. It's wild. We're focusing on episodes 13 and 14 using those recaps from World Wonders drama.
Okay, so we're getting into some serious moral gray areas here.
Exactly. Like, where does justice end and revenge begin?
Right, and this show really digs into those real-world fears. You
Yeah.
know, like, is our system really fair? Is it broken? What if we could just skip all the legal stuff and deliver consequences like, bam, instantly?
And supernatural ones at that.
Right, exactly.
So these episodes were smack dab in the middle of Taigu's trial.
Oh, Taigu.
He's basically like this ruthless businessman with a seriously dark secret.
Yeah, the guy's a straight-up serial killer.
And Bitna, our demon judge, she's personally invested in taking him down.
Makes sense, considering the stakes.
Hmm?
It's not just about one trial. It's about challenging the whole system, even hell itself.
It's like she's got her own sense of justice, but it's definitely not the humankind.
It's fascinating how they show Tagu manipulating the legal system, right? He's rich, powerful, and he knows how to play the game. It's chilling, you know? We see that in the real world, too.
Oh, absolutely. Those parallels are definitely there.
Yeah, and it makes you think, like, how much does money really influence justice? It's a scary thought.
And it's even more complex because Bitna, she's not exactly playing by the rules either. I mean, she's a demon. Her methods, let's just say they're not exactly from the law books.
No kidding, she's even tempted to use Taigu to, like, take down Satan himself.
Talk about ambitious.
Yeah, Bitna is constantly balancing, like, this demonic side of her with this growing sense of morality. Her time on Earth, especially with Down the detective,
Oh yeah, Down, it's
changing her,
humanizing her in a way.
definitely.
In this trial, it hits Down hard. His mother was one of Taigu's victims.
Oh, wow. That's heavy.
So you can imagine watching this monster, this guy who shattered his life, being judged by a demon.
That's a whole other level of moral dilemma right there.
Right. It's like, how do you even process that? The show is brilliant at playing with those themes of vengeance versus justice. Dion wants Taegu to pay, but he also believes in a fair trial. It clashes with Bitna's style.
Which is basically punishment first, questions later.
Pretty much. But somehow, against all odds, she gets Taegu sentenced to death.
Big win for the victims.
Huge. But it's a risky move for Bitna. She's basically defying hell's expectations.
Right. Like she's saying, I'll decide what's right and wrong. That's a major turning point. And remember that mysterious note Taegu got in prison. That's our clue. There's a conspiracy brewing against Bitna. Forces in hell are not happy with her.
Yeah, they don't like her going rogue.
Not one bit. So they pull some strings and orchestrate Taegu's escape. He kills his accomplice, thinks he's outsmarted everyone. Big mistake. He underestimated Bitna's fury.
Oh yeah, she does not mess around.
Nope. And this leads us to one of the most intense scenes, I think, in the whole series. Bitna versus Taigu. Showdown at his vacation home.
This isn't just about catching him. This is personal.
It's about making him pay.
Exactly.
And that's where Bitna's demonic side takes over.
Right.
The scene is visceral, full of symbolism and just raw. You know, the way they use visuals to highlight this is brilliant. Taigu, he kept body parts as trophies. Bitna, she gives them back right at his death.
Oh.
Chilling, but powerful. It's like she's reclaiming power for the victims, you know.
It's like poetic justice, but with a seriously dark twist.
Definitely. And she doesn't stop there. He makes a spectacle of his death, displays his body publicly like a warning.
Like, don't even think about crossing me.
Exactly. It's more than just justice at this point. It's a statement. It makes you question, has she crossed a line? She's embraced her demonic power in a way we haven't seen before.
Right. It makes you wonder, can she ever really break free from that darkness?
Especially with Baal, her demonic overlord, showing up. He expects her to go back to hell. Obedient, subservient.
But Bitna's not that person anymore.
Nope. Things have changed. She's tasted freedom, fallen for Dan, seen the impact she can have on the world. She's not giving that up easily.
So she makes a deal, a bold one. 3 years on Earth, living as a human, before she has to return to hell.
Wow, that's a high-stakes gamble.
It is, but Bitna's determined. She even tries to live a normal life, becomes a judge again, works within the law.
Tries to, at least.
Exactly. And episode 14 shows us those glimpses of the lives she's touched. Survivors finding peace, rebuilding. Even Mando, that young demon who befriended Bitna, he's seeking spiritual guidance.
Right, it's like this glimmer of hope. Maybe redemption is possible.
But it's the judge from hell, Things are never that simple.
Never. And just when you think Bitna might find a path to good, Baal shows up again with an offer. From Lucifer himself.
Oh no, this can't be good.
It's the ultimate temptation. The deal. Live as a human permanently. The price. Kill 10 more sinners.
Talk about a moral gut punch.
Right? This tests everything, throws everything we thought we knew about Bitna into question. Will she give in to that darkness for a chance at a normal life? Has her time on Earth really changed her? The show leaves us hanging, forcing us to ask, what would we do?
It's brutal.
It is, but it's brilliant. This cliffhanger isn't just for drama. It's about forcing us to grapple with those core themes. Justice, redemption, and the line between good and evil. Where does it lie? Can it even be drawn? It's all up in the air. Man, that ending though, right? Like,
Yeah.
they just leave us hanging with so much to think about.
I know, right? It's like the writers are challenging us to really examine those big questions.
Totally. Like, what is justice? Can someone like Bitna, a demon who's done some brutal stuff, can she actually be redeemed?
Yeah, like what does redemption even look like for a being like that?
It's wild how the show manages to weave those big philosophical ideas into such a gripping story, you know?
Yeah, it's not just about passively watching what unfolds. We're actively wrestling with these moral dilemmas along with the characters.
Exactly. And it all comes back to that central question, right? Can a demon truly change?
And we see Bitna grappling with that throughout the whole series.
For sure. She starts off as this, like, pure embodiment of vengeance.
Right, but as she experiences those human connections and the whole complexity of our legal system, her methods, they start to shift.
Almost like she's learning about justice from the very system she's trying to manipulate.
It's kind of ironic when you think about it that way.
Yeah, remember those early episodes? The public loved her for delivering those swift, brutal punishments.
Oh yeah, they saw her as a hero.
Right, like she was bypassing all the perceived corruption of the courts.
But as the show goes on, we see those limitations, like true justice isn't just about revenge or violence.
It requires empathy
Understanding.
and a willingness to actually consider all sides of the story, which is, like, incredibly hard for a demon.
Exactly, and that's where her relationship with Daeon becomes so important.
Oh, Daeon, he's like the voice of reason.
Right, he represents that traditional, by-the-book kind of justice.
He believes in due process, even for a monster like Taigu.
Yeah, even when it's hard.
Exactly. And they're dynamic. It's this constant push and pull between two totally opposite worldviews.
Daeon challenges Bitna to think about the consequences of her actions.
Right. While she forces him to confront those flaws in the system he believes in so strongly.
It's that clash that really elevates the show beyond just a typical revenge story.
It makes it something more.
Yeah, it becomes a nuanced exploration of, like, human nature.
Morality.
And the systems we build trying to maintain some kind of order in this crazy world.
And then you've got those religious and philosophical elements layered in there too.
Oh yeah, like Gabriel, the angel.
Right, he's Bitna's moral compass, sort of.
And then you've got Baal, the demonic overlord.
Representing those darker urges she's constantly battling.
It's like this cosmic tug of war for her very soul.
And the show never lets us forget that.
Even when she's trying to do good, there's that lingering question. Is it really altruistic, or is it driven by her own desires?
Like when she uses her powers to heal people, or influences the jury in Taegu's trial.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, can a being born of darkness truly escape its origins?
And that's what makes Lucifer's offer so powerful. It throws everything we thought we knew about Bitna into question.
It's like, on the one hand, she could be human, live with Daeon, have that normal life she craves.
But the price is huge.
To embrace the darkness she's fighting so hard to overcome.
It's a dilemma that cuts to the core of what the show is exploring, right?
Yeah.
Good and evil.
Not as fixed points, but as fluid forces.
Constantly battling within us.
And Bitna's journey forces us to confront that complexity within ourselves.
This isn't just a story about a demon judge, It's a story about all of us.
The choices we make.
The compromises.
The internal struggles we all face between our better selves and those darker impulses.
The judge from hell. It doesn't give us any easy answers.
Nope, it just gives us the tools to ask the right questions.
And that's what makes it such a powerful story. It sticks with you, it makes you think, and hopefully it leads to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
It's kind of crazy how a show like this can be so entertaining, but also, like, really make you think.
Right. It's not just mindless entertainment.
It's got demons and sword fights and courtroom drama, but then it also goes so deep into these moral and philosophical questions.
Yeah, it's definitely not your average legal show.
It's like it takes those gray areas, those parts we usually try to avoid, and it just shines a light on them.
Exactly. It forces us to confront those messy parts where right and wrong get all blurry.
And it makes you ask yourself those tough questions, like
Yes.
what would I do in that situation?
Yeah, and it's not just about Pitness choices.
Right, like Dion.
He represents that more traditional approach to justice.
He believes in the system.
But then he's confronted with this demon who can basically deliver instant karma.
And it shakes his whole worldview.
It makes him question everything.
Yeah, like are there times when maybe bending the rules or even breaking them could be justified?
It's a slippery slope for sure.
It really is.
And the show doesn't give us any easy answers.
No, not at all.
It shows us all those different perspectives.
Yeah.
You've got Taigu, who's just pure evil.
Yeah, no moral compass whatsoever.
Then you've got Bitna, who's this demon trying to figure out what it means to be good.
And then Daeon, who's trying to hold on to his principles in this crazy world.
It's up to us, the viewers, to figure out where we stand,
To navigate that whole spectrum of morality and figure out our own answers.
And that's what makes it so relevant, I think, to our world today.
Yeah, we're constantly bombarded with information and different viewpoints, and it can be so hard to know what's right and wrong.
The show acknowledges that struggle,
It doesn't pretend to have all the answers.
but it gives us a framework for thinking about these things, for having those tough conversations.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into The Judge from Hell, we want to leave you with one final thought.
It's more than just a TV show.
It's a reminder that good and evil aren't these fixed things.
They're fluid.
They exist within each of us.
The choices we make,
The compromises we accept.
the battles we fight within ourselves.
Those are the things that really define who we are.
And ultimately, it's up to each of us to decide which side wins.
So thank you for joining us on this journey,
We hope you've enjoyed it.
and that it sparked some thought-provoking conversations, and maybe even inspired you to look a little closer at the world around you.
And the world within you.
Until next time.